everyone, and welcome back to the Cock Council. How are we all? Hopefully, all of you are on a fantastic day from wherever you are around the world. Apologies if I do sound very, very ropey. I am very, very ill at the minute, but of course, we are, keeping up with the content, keeping up with the flow of things, and keeping up with, of course, all of the news and concerning, of course, Mohamed Salah. We'll talk a little bit as well about Sadio Mane, but of course, the big thing is, will Mohamed Salah join a Premier League rival? Of course, all the news that did come out this morning. We'll be speaking about that anyway in today's video anyway. But if you could, please feel free to leave a like, share, and subscribe. It's very much appreciated always. And again, I apologize for being, I sound like an old man right now, so I do very much apologize for that anyway. But let's get into your comments anyway. Gary's in saying evening, Connor, as well. Hello, Gary. Hopefully you have a fantastic day, mate. Mark says, strange to see that. Can't see it being City as the deal done with Erling Haaland. Of course, yeah, we will speak about everything in a minute anyway. Hope everyone is doing well today. Missed going to the parade as I just come out of hospital 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks in a hospital. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Mark. Hopefully everything's good though, mate. As well, but yeah, the parade was nuts. I'm still recovering from it anyway, and I do very much apologize for sounding like a very old man at the minute anyway. But John did as well, saying big up Connor, mate. You cheating bastard. Of course, hello John as well. Mark saying, how are you doing, John, as well. Doug is in as well, saying hello Connor, hello Doug. Hopefully have a fantastic day. I think Scotland are losing 2-0 at the minute against Ukraine, so yeah, they need to get their acts together quickly. This task has gone this has gone long enough, Connor. Get Nunes in ASAP, says Gary. Yes, it has, hasn't it? But we will get on with the news then, and as you can hopefully see on your screen right now, The Athletic, of course, Mr. James Pearce reporting on some news this morning. Of course, making the three main points that you can see highlighted or bullet pointed there on your screen. Of course, Mohamed Salah prefers to join a Premier League rival next summer if no LFC deal is agreed. Liverpool have offered 15% increase on terms, but want a deal. Or Mo Salah wants a deal to be the world's sixth best paid player, which, in my opinion, guys, it's absolutely outrageous when you look at it as well. And then, of course, then the other news then, of course, concerning Sadio Mane, so that Liverpool have set a £42.5 million price tag on Sadio Mane. Of course, which is around 50 million euros anyway. But guys, let me know your thoughts on that instantly. Let me know, Mo Salah going potentially to another Premier League club. Of course, I've put Manchester City and Chelsea in the of course the thumbnail. For me, if it was going to be between either one of them two, it would, I would think, be Chelsea. Of course, they've gone back after players, Romelu Lukaku. They've gone and spent, ridiculous amounts of money. Of course, do I personally expect him to join another Premier League club? I would say no. I've always said, and I've always said to you guys, if Mo was to leave Liverpool, I would always have thought that, he would have gone to someone like a Juventus or a Barcelona or someone like that. I never thought he would go to Madrid, personally. But of course, with them not getting Mbappe, that offers, potential, the potential then of him going next season to Spain. But, when the news come out, and I saw the news, and James Pearce, of course, he is up there with of course Liverpool main main source anyway, and the fact that he said that Mo would prefer to stay in the Premier League, he'd want to stay in the Premier League, but he'd want to go to another club. I think I've seen plenty of people on Twitter as well have their thoughts and their opinions. For me, if that's Mo's attitude, I'd rather sell him this season for something. If that is his attitude, of course, we don't know for sure if it is or not. But of course, it does offer some insight, doesn't it, guys? And I will get to all of your comments in a brief moment as well. But bring up another tweet as well from James Pearce as well. A look at potential ins and outs at LFC this summer includes some details on Mohamed Salah's contract situation. Unless he receives a significant improved offer, he intends to leave on a free transfer in 2023 and would look to stay in the Premier League. And then if I quickly backtrack from that. James Pierce did add something more onto it as well. We'll quickly scroll up as well. There was more onto it as well, which I think is very, very interesting as well. Length of contract, not an issue for Salah. Would sign a 2-year extension at LFC if the terms were correct, not holding out for the security of a long deal. Player convinced he will continue to deliver at his highest level into his mid-30s. Now that is very, very, very interesting. I would say personally, guys, the fact that we've heard for such a long time that Liverpool are looking at a 3 or 4 year deal for Mohamed Salah, and now James Pierce is coming out and saying only 2-year deal for Mohamed Salah. For me, it's frustrating. It is really, really frustrating. But the fact that 2 years, it's practically nothing. It's like the Kylian Mbappe with PSG situation. 3 years in that example, but 2-year deal. Or 2-year extension, of course, would take him, the same practically as Jurgen Klopp at Liverpool. But the fact that if Liverpool was to break the wage structure, like Mohamed Salah supposedly wants Liverpool to, the fact for it being 2 years, and then the problem you have with that, then if you are signing new players, of course, Jude Bellingham's been mentioned, other people have been mentioned as well. The fact that they will look for that stupid money as well. Oh, you've given it to Mo, you've given it to this player, you're giving it to that player. Why can't I have that money coming into the club? And so on. So it is a very, very risky situation, isn't it, with Mohamed Salah? But guys, let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. We will be mentioning, of course, in a little bit as well about Sadio Mane and Bayern Munich. There has been massive updates on that. I think a few of you in the chat have already mentioned it anyway. But as well, I will apologize. I am very, very ill at the minute, so I apologize if I do sound like an old man as well. And it won't be a long stream tonight. It's going to be about 20 minutes, half an hour, hopefully. But yeah, all good in terms of that anyway. All good, Mark. Thanks. Hope you are well as well. Mark says Steve Sadio has agreed a 3-year deal with Bayern. Yep, he has. It's around 385k a week by the reports in Germany. And we will talk a little bit more in depth as well, because Bayern unfortunately have put a bid in for Sadio Mane as well. Evening Doug as well, says Gary. Doing okay, better than I was. Thanks. Fantastic to hear about that, Mark. Don't see him playing for a rival club, Connor. I don't neither, but I've seen plenty of weird things in football over the years. And yeah, for me, it would be weird, but I could see it. It's weird how football works, especially since of course Mbappe and Neymar and all this other crap as well. Paul Pogba as well to Manchester United as well. Liverpool should stand firm, Connor. Yeah, and exactly. That's the thing, isn't it? It's the fact that no player is bigger than the shirt. What comes first is the front of the shirt. Doesn't matter who's on the back. Look, when we lost the likes of Fernando Torres, when we lost the likes of Luis Suarez, yes, it took us many years later, and even Phil Coutinho to an extent, it took us a while to bring the next person in, or bring the next person available in anyway. Excuse me, guys. Anyway, my nose is running terribly. I do apologize, but it is what Liverpool will. They'll find that next Sadio Mane. They'll find that next Mohamed Salah. Look, right now they are two of the best players in the world. But again, Liverpool, we've been there and we've done it, and we've found different people. People like Luis Diaz, for example. The whole rumors of course, Darwin Núñez, and there are players out there. In Nkunku as well. There's plenty of people out there. The Liverpool will be looking, scouting, and going through all the numbers and that, of course. But it will be interesting over the next couple of weeks. But I could see it. But yeah, there's no greater player. Well, what's words I'm trying to find? There's no better player than the club itself, something like that. Unless he goes back to Chelsea, but strange move, says Mark. Yeah, again, it would be very, very strange. Anfield Lark, hello Anfield Lark, hopefully on a fantastic day, my mate. Anyway, says Salah needs to score goals again. Unfortunately, he's hardly scored for months. So how can the club justify a huge contract? He should be on about 275k max. Well, I think a 15%. Well, like we said, a 15% increase on. He's currently on £200,000 a week, I think, at the minute. Which, for a player like Mohamed Salah, he should be on more realistically, because I know plenty of people has gone. He hasn't done anything since AFCON, but realistically, he was the best player in the world. Hands down by that. And you look at it and go, well, yes, the last couple of months he has been poor. He has been, the free flowing Mohamed Salah that he was, since AFCON. But 15% on a £200,000 per week contract, it is already a very high amount. Very high amount. But of course, Mo wants, I think he wants to be the highest paid player in the Premier League, which is of course never going to happen. Under Jurgen Klopp, under Liverpool's wage structure, it's never going to happen. To be fair, anyway. But Dave said as well, "Hello, Dave. Hopefully, have a fantastic day, my friend." Mark says both have a year left on their contract. Yep, they do. That is very, very true. There will be compromise, says Gary as well. Hey, Dave's on his chat. How are you, mate? As well, John says, after the way he was treated at Chelsea, I don't see that happening. Yeah, again, but then would look at the way that Chelsea treated Romelu Lukaku, and he went back there. So, and of course now he is trying to find a way to get out of Chelsea again. So it's possible for people to go back, but yeah, I would agree. I would agree. Mark, all good, says Dave as well. Big up, Dave, mate. Hope you're well. Dave says, I will have to have a word with James, says Dave as well. Yeah, Dave, have a word with him, lads. John as well with a fire emoji. A few clubs with stupid money in the Premier League that could afford him. I should have really put it in the thumbnail, but Newcastle? Is Newcastle a shout? If Newcastle go, all right, well, Mo, we give you the highest paid player in the Premier League and this, that, the other, come and join us and see what you could do. Would that be stupid? I don't know. But yeah, it would be interesting. I personally have always thought he'd go Juventus when he does leave Liverpool. Of course, played Florentina in Italy, of course, Roma as well, obviously. But I always thought he'd go back to Italy from the Premier League. I don't know why personally, but I've always thought that. I knew it was the length of the contract for Salah that was the sticking point. Yeah, I've always thought that Mo would get 4. The rumour's always been 4 years, but it does seem to be now 2 years is what James Pierce is reporting anyway on it as well. I have to try and get James Pierce on the channel for you guys anyway. Dave, whatever words, ask him. I'm asking for him. Anyway, if it's true with Salah, I'd sell him in the summer. Yeah, I would agree. I would absolutely agree. He is getting older, though, might want stupid money for a long term. Yeah, no, I would agree with you there, Mark. I think that if Mo, again, it's that, isn't it? If he wants, of course, if he wants to be the highest paid player, of course, he's probably looking at the likes of Kevin De Bruyne, Lukaku, probably Cristiano Ronaldo as well. But this is why teams, Manchester City are operating different, and Chelsea, to be fair. But it's teams like Manchester United where they have I think it's the six players that are like the highest earners in the league. This is why Manchester United are failing at the minute in terms of winning. Of course, the Premier League, the other bits and pieces as well. Failing behind the scenes as well. That's what's going on wrong with Manchester United at the minute. Liverpool are not that. Liverpool are probably in the best position we have been, I would say. Off the field, but on the field and on the field as well, I should say, with that. But again, it's always with. I think Mo and his agent are now taking the piss out of Liverpool. I've always thought that this summer would be okay. They'll have a meeting, they'll have words with each other, and it'll get done and dusted. It might still get done and dusted. We don't know yet, but still, I don't think after the stuff that's come out about the whole situation, I think that this Mo isn't helping the situation. Mo should be out there going, look, I want to play my football. we'll talk about it next summer, or even we'll talk about it this summer, and that just pay its way like that. But all this coming out now, it doesn't help the case, does it? Dave says all that partying Connor at the weekend. Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Scotland losing 2-0 as well, says Mark. Yeah, I think when I checked, they just went 2-0 down before I came online here. Anyway, that's it, Dave. I'm the same. Lost my voice and everything. Worth it. But absolutely. Past the point of caring. Wish them both the best. Says yeah, of course. I've got yeah, of course. Anyway, but yeah, I was thinking Newcastle with that statement of mine. Yeah, absolutely. It wouldn't shock me if Newcastle was in for Mohamed Salah. Of course. Anyway, guys, as Liverpool have priorities, the league have to prioritise the league next season as well. And yeah, no, we do. We do have to prioritise the league. It's the fact that look, we want to win the league title. And we've all said that Liverpool. Uh, Within challenging and winning a league, you have that space of 3 or 4 years where you either win it and lose it and so on. But I think as well the big problem with Liverpool, you've got so much uproar now. The season's ended, of course. You'll get the rumours, you'll get the whispers, and so on. But again, people just go off it. Like now, all the rumours will come out. Of course, Sadio Mane, Mohamed Salah, Ox, Naby. We've seen them all today anyway. But the big news anyway, and I did want to say this on stream as well, concerning Sadio Mane anyway, is the fact that it did report on earlier. Reports coming out of Germany that Bayern have made a 40 million euro offer for Sadio Mane, and that a 3-year contract for nearly 400k a week has been offered as well. Now, Fabrizio Romano did also back up this story anyway, or well, practically backed up the fact that Liverpool, Sadio Mane, and Bayern Munich are currently in contact at the minute. But for me, I think if Liverpool turned around and said to Sadio, "Okay, we can't replace you this," because Liverpool won't leave themselves lacking. Then I could say Liverpool, it would practically. Liverpool would definitely get a player in the door if they knew that they can. But the problem is who is out there. We spoke about it yesterday. You've got Darwin Núñez. People have mentioned Harry Kane. People have mentioned Joao Felix as well. You're looking for each and every single player 80 million plus. There's no one that 30, 40, 50, 60 million area that you'd look at and go, oh, he could come in as the Mane replacement. Maybe in Cuckoo, potentially, depending on what RB Leipzig want for him. But again, you're always looking at top range now. People if Liverpool are coming in, it has to be bid up to 100 million, something like that. But for me, it wouldn't surprise me if Sadio Mane stayed for next season, and I hope he does, and I hope Liverpool can convince him then to stay for a longer period of time. But I think for me, guys, it will be a very long time because, of course, like I said yesterday, it will take time. Of course, you've got Robert Lewandowski going to Barcelona. That's going to take forever by the looks of things to get done because, of course, Bayern Munich don't want to just let him go. They want to get money in for him. They want to use that money to buy, of course, Sadio Mane, and of course use the wages then from Robert Lewandowski and give it to Sadio Mane. So it'll be interesting to see what happens there. I'm going to be another Coutinho and Suarez leaving for money and not the club legacy, says Mark as well. Absolutely, this is distracting Connor as well. What the Sadio Mane part or me sniveling all the time? I do apologise for that. Anyway, I will be ending the stream in a minute anyway because I'm gone. I'm gone anyway. I want to do a show tomorrow, but if this doesn't go away, then of course you know the reason why. Anyway, Gary says Salah, Núñez, and Diaz 4-3-3 job done. Yeah, it would be very very interesting as well. I feel that Sadio one. I feel the Sadio one has been a long time in the works, and we have someone set up to replace him. That's true. That is true, Mark. His name is Luis Diaz. Luis Diaz was the Sadio Mane replacement. If you go on to it's like a stats website, if you type in Sadio Mane, the number one player that is recommended to be the exact same as Sadio Mane is Luis Diaz. And then I think the fourth one down is actually Nkunku. So could potentially Liverpool go after Nkunku? I know he's spoken about PSG, I think yesterday or the day before, but I know plenty of people want Ruben Diaz, sorry, Darwin Núñez. I want Darwin Núñez. Look, I think his build-up play needs working on. Yes, I do, but I've spoken to Jack on this as well. That Champions League second leg, he absolutely batters Joel Matip and Ibu in that game, and got Benfica back into it in some sort of way. But of course, that would be interesting. Be interesting in that partnership as well if that was to happen. Of course, Darwin Núñez, Luis Diaz as well. Would be very nice to see what happens in that situation as well. Anyway, but guys, I am going to leave it there for tonight's show. Anyway, of course, let me know your thoughts in the chat. For me, guys, I know James Pearson said it, and it will be interesting to find out what could happen there. But the only team I see Mo Salah joining in the Premier League would be Newcastle, if that was to be the case in 2023. But as far as Manchester City goes, as far as of course Chelsea goes, it would be very weird to see that happening. Do I think it'll happen? No. Do I think that Mo will sign the new deal? As of right now, no. If I'm being truthful, no. With the things that have come out and so on, but for me, guys, I would say no at the minute. I don't think Mo will sign the new deal. I think he's asking for way too much, and of course, like we said, no player is bigger than the club as well. But if you have enjoyed today's show anyway, then please feel free to leave a like. It's very much appreciated as always. If you're new around here as well, viewing us for the first time, then please hit the subscribe button. Don't forget to hit the notification bell as well, because it'll remind yourselves when we go live or post a video. And hopefully tomorrow, guys, tomorrow this cold will be gone. Hopefully tomorrow. Anyway, of course, I am drinking plenty of fluids. I do have like a whole water bottle next to me, so apologies for that. I am trying to get out of my system ASAP because it feels horrible. Absolutely horrible anyway. But guys, thank you so much for tuning in to tonight's show. Anyway, hopefully we'll be back tomorrow with a show as well. Of course, as well, you might, oh no, you can't see it because of the green screen. But I do have the brand new Liverpool home kit for next season. Of course, we will be doing an unbagging video for you guys anyway. But of course, I'm thinking of playing on the back of the shirt. Let me know who you think. Before people comment Luis Diaz, I wanted Luis Diaz, and I got told by the guy that Luis Diaz is sold out everywhere at the minute. If you go into Liverpool and get him printed at the minute, he is completely sold out in Liverpool stores. So looks like Luis Diaz is the most popular Liverpool player at the minute. Anyway, as far as that, anyway. But guys, hopefully we'll be back tomorrow. Anyway, big thank you to everyone in the chat as well. Mark says, I feel like Sadio. Oh, I already read that one out. Mark also said, thanks everyone. Have a great day, guys. Hope you feel better soon, Connor. Hopefully, John. Hopefully, Mark, sorry. And hopefully you feel good as well, my friend, as well. Anyway, but until next time, guys, that is going to be it from me. I've been Connor from the Cop Council, and I'll hopefully see you all tomorrow with another show. See you all then.